Hello everyone and welcome to the third part of the Fantasy Map course. Here we'll see the references and the styles. The first thing we have to be clear on is that we want to make a fantasy world map, but with some scientific base. The sum is important because we don't intend to create a professional cartography at all, obviously. That is, despite it'll be an imaginary world, we'll follow some guidelines so it looks believable. We'll skip some technical details of cartography, but we'll represent the map models considering some of those elements. Another thing we'll need is to create a folder to save all the links or images that could be useful for us. We can take references from a lot of works, from the 15th century cartographers, back in time to Herodotus maps, or especially everything related to both the 20th and the current century. Here we'll find modern references and multiple artists. Just by taking a look around Behance, we'll see many examples, techniques, and styles. Some of those represent the reality about parts of our planet. Others are city maps. Some artists like black and white. Others, on the other hand, prefer colorful maps for other kind of audience. In this course, we'll simulate a fantasy world map with a style closer to the ones they did in the Middle Ages. We'll simulate calligraphy, letter, old paper, simple illustrations. That doesn't mean you have to do the same, because based on what you learned, you'll be able to apply the acquired knowledge on your illustration style. Another thing we have to do now is to download everything necessary to continue. In this case, during the course, we won't use anything else beyond Photoshop and a couple of plugins. But now that we're looking for reference about technique and style, we can also download typographies, for example. We can work only with Photoshop, but if you install and learn about the use of some plugins, you'll give wings to the program. For image post-production, both photos and illustrations, I use the plugin Nik Software, acquired by Google in 2012. Besides it being free, you'll be able to make adjustments and modifications with a vast number of possibilities. Another plugin that is not mandatory but highly recommended is Lazy Nezumi Pro. This powerful plugin used by many professional studios and production companies helps not only to generate a more stable stroke with your brush, but to multiply the possibilities of generating customized strokes oriented to perspective drawing, to add a line to your comic illustration, etc. If you take a look at their website, you can download a demo. We won't explain how the plugin works because that would take a whole course, but if you train a bit, you'll see it will be very helpful from now on. As for the typographies, we can choose to buy them or download them from specific websites. In this case, we have the classic options like Google Fonts, DaFont, 1001 Free Fonts, Font Reactor. For paid typographies, we have examples like Linotype, MyFonts. Take a look at Google. You don't need to download everything now, but you do have to place everything somewhere so it's easily accessible. Until now, we've seen old maps, styles, and we've researched about the range of options at our disposal. In this lesson, we'll start learning some of the methods so we don't start from zero and create something solid. In the past, non-digital methods were used to generate these maps, obviously. From imagination through nature observation to pouring coffee beans on a paper to later shape the shape of those beans left in the paper and hence creating the shapes. Nowadays we can keep using these methods or use Photoshop or other programs in order to take advantage of the digital advancements and create very interesting things. Besides this, there are programs that do most of the work for you, like for example Incarnate, which is a map template generator. Others like Gplates let you create continents with scientific logic. And other services like the program hosted in www.miwo2.com, which uses an algorithm, lets you do something similar. We already know the advantages of digital format too well. We can change, improve, or edit anything with all its consequences. So we'll use Photoshop for all the process, and initially we'll learn with two examples how to create the base for our continents. The creation through the plates theory or the continental drift, and the generation of the shapes working with Photoshop and its filters. The plate theory, or continental drift, tells us that our planet is covered with tectonic plates that once formed a giant plate. Because of the volcanic activity and other events, those plates kept moving through the years, which configured the shape of the continents and thus the seas, mountains, etc. Therefore, in the next lesson, we'll start seeing techniques used to generate the map base. We'll see all of this next. See you later!